One of the more difficult topics in understanding context-free grammars is how to encode precedence of operations. So to discuss this at the end of a little example, I wrote down a context-free grammar that can generate expressions for addition and multiplications. There are two rules, one for addition and one for multiplication. Note that the order of the rules does not matter. A context-free grammar is just a set of rules. But the order of the operations should matter. So how are we going to solve this problem? First, let us give two derivations that are possible in the grammar that I have written down on the left. So our start symbol is exp. And now there are two possible ways to say derive the string 1 plus 2 times 3. So let me write this out like this. Here I do first the addition and then the multiplication. And on the other side, we do this in a different color. I do first the multiplication and then the addition. To show that we can actually derive in both cases the string 1 plus 2 times 3, we continue the derivations. Like this, and also on the other side. So let us just quickly check that both trees parse the string 1 plus 2 times 3. So on the left, to find the string that is parsed, we go through the tree, depth first, left to right, and we see that we derive the string 1 plus 2 times 3. And in the blue tree on the right, so if you go through the tree, depth first, 1 plus 2 times 3. So in both cases, the string is 1 plus 2 times 3 and 1 plus 2 times 3. But importantly, both trees compute different results. So on the left, if I do my computation, I want to do 1 plus question mark. And to compute the question mark, I need to do 2 times 3 is 6. And then I get 1 plus 6 is 7. Whereas on the right, I do 1 plus 2 is 3 times 3 is 9. So one of the trees is a good tree, the black tree is the good tree, and the blue tree is the bad tree. And the question is, how can we rule out the bad tree? So let me put this question here. How to rule out the bad, which is the blue tree. And the solution to the problem is to reintroduce the order of operations into the grammar. So let me do this. So what we do is we change the grammar. And so we introduce levels or precedence levels by saying that I can only derive a multiplication from expression 1. Right? So I can derive a multiplication if I have expression 1, but I cannot derive an addition from expression 1. And now if I go back to the trees, I can see that I can still do the black tree. I can still derive the black tree. Right? So let's start at the top. I can apply this rule because I have a rule that allows me to go from an expression to expression plus expression 1. That's the first rule. And then because I have an expression 1, I can still derive expression 1 times expression 2. So the black tree is still available to us. But what happens to the blue tree? So in order to derive the blue tree, I first need to go from x to x1. And actually, this is something I should add to the grammar. So I also should add these rules to the grammar. And I will also need a rule that allows me to go from x1 to x2. So I need to throw in these two rules as well. So I can go from x to x1 now. And then I can go from x1, I can do x1 times x2. But you see that there is no rule that allows me to do this. This step is blocked. So we have seen that by introducing order on the symbols exp, we can reintroduce the precedence of operations into the context-free grammar.